Hi Craig, lovely to see you again yesterday up on the range to do some further work on your game. You're making good progress in regards to the movement of your arms during the backswing. You can see here that as you take the club away, the left arm works in much better than it did previously. Much more compact position at the top of the backswing. However, when we looked at it on Flight Scope, there were a few issues, and we explained to you what we're trying to achieve. We want a path that's coming slightly from the inside and a club face that's pointing slightly to the right. So the relationship that we would look for is, let's say for instance we were looking from overhead, a club face that was about 4 degrees to the right, a swing path that is about 8 degrees to the right would give us a nice draw back into the middle. If the path becomes too much from the inside, we're going to hook the ball, and then the other problem lies is if the club face shuts off too much, that's also going to give us a hook. Remember, when analysing your ball flight, the starting direction is telling you largely what the club face is doing, and the curve that's on the ball is demonstrating what sort of path you're creating during the downswing. So we've got to look at, when we looked at Fly Scope, we had a club face that was coming in a little bit shut and a swing path that was a little bit excessively from the inside. So if you look at reasons why that might happen, first of all, let's set up very, very high with the hands. We can see there Charlie Wee on the right hand side, arms are hanging much more in front of him, with a little bit more kink in the left wrist and the shaft. One of the things we demonstrated was when the hands are higher, the rate of closure on the club face is increased. So if we watch as you come into the hitting area, we can see a club face that, even though we don't want to try and close it down, the forearm rotation that we make through the hitting area with higher hands increases the rate of closure on the club face, and in result can cause that quick hook to the left. So even though you're not trying to use your hands there, the club face is wrapping over a little bit too much. We also look at other things going on in the backswing when the hands are too high. First thing is the club gets rolled in behind you a little bit too much at that point. So we take a little look at Charlie Wee, hands a little bit lower, shaft sitting a little bit lower, club tends to stay out in front of his hands better. You can see his left arm working in, as is yours, but his club is in front of his hands, yours is behind your hands. When the club gets behind your hands early in the backswing, the tendency is for it to get across the line at the top of the backswing, as opposed to what we see here with Charlie Wee, which is a club sitting in a slightly laid off position. You could argue that was online, depends which sort of angle the camera's coming from, but certainly not across the line as we see here at the top of your backswing. And across the line, top of the backswing position, means generally that the club gets again a little bit stuck behind you coming into the golf ball, arms again a long way away from your body, and from there your tendency is going to be hit out at it too much. What we see here with Charlie Wee is a club that, as it's coming into impact, gets much more in line with his hands, and as a result can work back across a little bit more as he comes through the golf ball, resulting in a higher finish, more compact finish, like we saw with your irons at the end of the last session, as opposed to a high handsy finish that we're seeing on this one. And we can see that we're doing some work, because as we go into that long finish, we sort of go looking for the finish that you would normally have with your irons. So a little bit lower with the hands, try and feel like we're coming in a little bit quieter, a little bit lower with the hands, but also try and feel like we're going to keep the club in front of the hands at the midway back point, and maybe a little bit more laid off at the top. But the key thing is to get the hands lower initially. Good luck with it, and speak again soon. Well done.